Over the last few weeks, we've had a lot of inquiries about Roth IRAs. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what Roth IRAs are, what investments are available in Roth IRAs, and how to get started.
Now, we've already done, Amber, another video which explains should you do a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, Roth TSP, or stick with the traditional. So check that one out. But if you've decided that you want to do a Roth IRA, a lot of people are confused on that, right?
Right. A lot of people think that a Roth IRA is an investment in itself. It is not. It's more like a garage.
It is a garage. So let's use that analogy, Amber. I love the garage analogy when talking about what a Roth IRA is. So let's talk about our garage, Amber.
Okay.
We have a garage.
We do.
3-car garage. What do we have parked in our 3-car garage?
Well, we have 2 cars. We have a jet ski.
So we have 3 vehicles parked in our 3-car garage.
Also, we have bikes, a snowblower, lawnmower, the things that a lot of people have parked in their garage.
So I want you to envision, Amber, that all of these vehicles, these wheeled items, are like investments, right? So maybe the cars represent stocks, the Sea-Doo represents exchange-traded funds, the bicycles are mutual funds. You can put bonds, you can put annuities. Heck, you could even put a savings account at your local bank in that garage. So a Roth IRA can own virtually any asset, any investment, with 2 exceptions. It cannot own life insurance and it cannot own collectibles. But virtually any other asset or investment that you can think of can be owned inside that garage, inside that Roth IRA.
And just like your garage at home probably has more than one thing inside of it, a Roth IRA can have multiple investments inside
Absolutely
of it.
right. You could have stocks and bonds, stocks, mutual funds and bonds, annuities, ETFs, all that. But the reason I use the garage analogy, Amber, is just as the garage is protecting our assets, our vehicles and other assets from elements and from theft, the Roth IRA garage protects those assets and the growth therein from the taxman.
So keeping with the garage analogy, everything that we have in our garage has a purpose. We need a snowblower. We live in Minnesota in the winter. Currently. We also have a jet ski because we live in Minnesota in the summer. So everything in our garage has a purpose. We've put it there for a specific reason. So the same can be true for the investments that you put in your Roth IRA. So tell us a little bit about what investments people might want in their IRA and why.
Well, good. That's a great analogy, Amber. So I'm going to tell you, if you are more than 5 years out from retirement, you want growth-oriented assets in that Roth IRA. You want to get the maximum return on that tax-free growth, okay? So things like stocks, mutual funds, exchange-traded funds. If you have the option at your employer to have a Roth 401k or Roth TSP, put those growth aggressive assets in there if you are more than 5 years out from retirement, and really try to maximize the returns inside that Roth IRA.
And this, of course, is because those returns and anything that you make will be tax-free eventually in retirement.
That's right. That's right. When you pull it out in retirement, it'll be tax-free.
Right. So why then would people want to have something a little safer in their IRA?
Well, I'm going to say if you are less than 5 years away from retirement, or you are already retired, you want to dial down the risk in that Roth IRA. And particularly if you are converting to a Roth IRA. So maybe you have a traditional 401k, traditional IRA, TSP, 403b, 457. There are all these different plans out there. If you want to move those tax-deferred funds to a tax-free Roth account, we've already done another video on that says exactly how to do that step-by-step, 5-step process. But if you're doing that, that's when you want that Roth IRA account to hold safer assets. Things like maybe an equity indexed annuity, a growth annuity as we often refer to them. Maybe a buffered index portfolio. We've got a lot of downside protection. We've done a whole nother video on 3 ways to reduce risk in your portfolio. So check that out because those are some great ideas to have inside the Roth IRA.
So what you don't want to do then is to put your Roth IRA in something risky and then lose a bunch of money on it after you've already paid the tax.
Right, when you're converting, exactly right, Amber. So what Amber's saying is we have in our other video, we talk about maybe you're going to convert $50,000 a year from your former 401k to a Roth IRA. So you're going to maybe pay, what, a $10,000 tax bill on that 50 grand. Now you only have $40,000 left after paying the tax on the conversion. Now that $40,000 drops to $30,000 or $25,000. That's really bad because we've already paid the tax on the full 50. So if you're converting, definitely want to look at safer assets. Most of the time, we'd point you towards our growth annuity or equity indexed annuities.
And especially for those who are approaching retirement or in retirement, because you just don't have the same time to make up any losses. Now, a growth annuity, although it's safe, doesn't mean that you're not actually making any money on it, thus the term growth annuity. So what kind of returns can people expect on an equity indexed or growth annuity?
So if you put your Roth IRA, again, if your Roth IRA garage is owning an indexed annuity or a growth annuity, I tell my clients, look, expect 4-5% a year over the 10-year average. Now, I do have clients that have received double-digit returns on these. That's not to be expected, okay? Right. That's not why. If you were looking for double-digit returns, that's the stocks, that's mutual funds, ETFs. That's before retirement in this Roth IRA account.
So this is a safe investment, a little lower yield, but still you can expect to have some gains.
That's great, that's great. So if you have additional questions about Roth IRAs, which investments are best for them, how to do a conversion, you can reach out to us at workwithnewgen.com. Just go to that website and schedule a quick 15-minute introductory phone call and see if we can help you in some way.
And you can also check out our Roth IRA playlist and see if you can get additional guidance from that.
That's right. And you can make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Plan now to retire happy.